Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the mini interview series we are doing with the amazing women speakers at the SQLBits conference. This conference is a data conference that's happening between the dates of March 14th and 18th of this year at Wales. If you're looking for a good data conference to attend, this may be a good conference to go to. Our speaker for today is Giulia Iannucci. Am I saying your name right?
Yeah, impressively.
Thank you. Thank you. She is speaking on a great topic, championing women in tech. Yay.
Yay. We're all about that.
Yeah. And the date and time of her talk is listed here as March the 16th. And this is on my time because that's how session it shows me. If you happen to be there, Giulia, are you going to be there in person or remote?
In person.
In person. Okay. Then you may want to check out the timings on the session. Our sponsor for today is SQL Taylor Consulting. Joe Fleming donates $20 to Girls Who Code for every guest we interview here on the show. And if you're looking for a remote DBA to work with, he may be worth considering. Thank you, Joe, for doing this. All right, let's get started.
Hi, Giulia.
Hi, Leslie. Hi, Mala.
Hi.
So where are you coming to us from?
At the moment, I'm in Luxembourg, but I was born and raised in Italy until the age of 20, hence the complicated name. I then moved across the world from the UK, Spain, Belgium, Australia, Singapore, back in the UK, and now here in Luxembourg.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Italy is my favorite country to travel to.
Which one, sorry?
Italy is my favorite country to travel to, I said. Such a nice place.
Italy's still on my bucket list. I haven't made it there yet.
No?
No, I've made it to other places in Europe. It's not Italy.
You would not want to come back. I didn't want to come.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful, but for holidays. I found it, I love going back for holidays, not so much for living. I don't think I would be able to live there anymore, but you know.
Yep.
I'm happy here.
You grow and change. I'm sure Luxembourg has lots to offer and it's just as beautiful as Italy.
It's very, it's a small country, but really interesting. We are very happy here.
Good. That's great to hear. So tell us a little bit about your session at Bits.
Yeah, so I am a social entrepreneur. So I run a social enterprise. For those that don't know what a social enterprise is, basically we are a for-profit organization, but we reinvest at least 50% of our profit in a sociable cause. In my case, my company is called KnowThyBrand Women. So the cause is pretty straightforward, is promoting gender inclusion. And so I work both with companies and with individuals. My secret sauce, as we call it, is the branding. So I've been working in branding for almost 20 years. So I use employer branding and personal branding. I use employer branding with companies to helping them understand the obstacles that women might face at work, and especially to help them championing their female talent, generally speaking, creating a culture of inclusivity and where everybody can thrive. And then I work individually with the women to help them face some of those internal barriers that we unfortunately put in front of ourselves. Unfortunately, women tend to be more affected by self-limiting beliefs and imposter syndrome than men, not because we like it, but a bit of the way we are socialized and the way we are raised, so it doesn't help. So I work on these two with companies and with women. And so one of my clients actually works in database management. I've been working with them for the longest time, I remember. And so we talk a lot with them about why there are not women in tech. Obviously, I focus on all of the areas where the industries where women are underrepresented. So tech is one of the massive one. I was at the ICT. I don't know if you know it is a big tech event in Luxembourg, a European one last year. And I keep on advocating for more women, for more inclusion, for more opportunities for women to be in industries that are traditionally considered male or, male dominated. So my session will be about what are the barriers that women face, and sometimes we are not aware of this. One of the topics that I cover is microaggressions, which sounds something horrible. People are like, what is that sexual harassment? Or like, no, we're not talking about that. They're called micro for a reason. Otherwise, they would be big aggressions. They're called micro. All of those things that unintentionally we do that tend to undermine the people around us, and particularly minorities and women. And so being aware of it, and then what we can all do to support women, and also why we need it, because, there is a bit of, well, but that's not my problem, right? Like if I have a crowd of 80% men, they will be like, but that's not my problem. But it is a problem for everybody, and we all gain if we all join forces for this. So that would be my session, very much about what are the obstacles, what we can do, and why it matters, in a nutshell. I haven't written it yet. That's what I use in my mind at the moment.
Well, that sounds like a terrific session. I definitely will put that one high on my list. Make sure there's no competing. Get that on my schedule.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, it really is important. We hosted a Women in Tech panel at Past Summit, and a lot of what you're talking about are things that we discussed in that panel, and were brought up as challenges that women face just in the workplace, and like you said, self-limiting beliefs, and how to, see those and overcome them and work through them. So I'm excited.
And in tech there is also another problem, because we girls are not encouraged to learn about tech. So we already lose a lot of women even before they enter the workforce. And then when they finally enter it, they face all of these obstacles. And obviously they come there already with a baggage of self-limiting beliefs, because nobody ever told them that they have, the same, opportunities and brain and everything as, their male colleagues. Obviously, as you progress, you will see that as much as there are some women in tech, when you progress, that the number of women that stayed, or that they have a career, a proper, career growth, significantly reduces. So it's an interesting challenge in the tech industry.
And like you said, also, when you get to the upper levels in most tech companies, when you get to the C-suite, CEOs, COOs, CFOs, there's a lot of old white guys there. That's what you see. And
and so in tech, that is just the norm almost.
Absolutely. And so when you finally do find a woman that's kind of high up within an organization, it's really refreshing to have somebody that, you can go to talk to, and has, made it through all of those levels and leveled up. She made it to the big time. No, I don't know that I would want her job. I love her, but I don't know that I'd want her job. I don't know that I want to go.
But that's a very interesting point you touched. This is something we discussed. It's the difference between a role model and top model. So when you have only one C or C-suite, C-level that is up there, female, sometimes it's almost intimidating, because it's like when you watch women like a model show, like they're beautiful, they're so beautiful, and like you look at them, you're like, yeah, but I will never be like them. I don't even want to be like them. What we need more representation at all levels, so that the girls that start in tech, they say, well, maybe I don't want to be a CEO, but I will be happy to be a coder, like the top of my team, or like leading a team of coders. Like, they don't need to be at that point. Yes. And so it's very important, and we know, because that's what the research tells us, that having mentors, having sponsors, and having role models are the three things that we really need in order to, because if you don't see it, you can't even imagine it. See, I'll tell you a story. I was in Italy this summer, and I was buying presents for the kids of my friends, and I find some beautiful science kit. So I had 3 sets of friends, And some have girls and some have boys. I was like, I'm gonna buy the science kit for everyone. Like, so there is no, and I couldn't find any of this kit that had a girl on the picture, like, on the box. They were only boys, with the goggles and all of that. Then finally I found one with a girl, and the girl that kit was to make nail polish.
Right.
So basically what we're saying to the kids that if you're a boy, you can become a scientist, you can do, magnetism or whatever is all that. If you're a girl, of course you can be a scientist. You can make nail polish. Yay. Yes. Now I don't have anything against nail polish. Exactly. Yes. What is the message we're giving, right? So we need role model. We need girls to be able to see that, scientists, or, tech people, they need to see, like I work in STEM, a lot with STEM in general. And, and then we need to see people that made it at the different levels. And then they need mentors, men and female, that they can encourage them. And then they need sponsor. Mm-hmm. I'm actually working with this year we're partnering with an organization probably Girls in Tech. Mm-hmm. So we are partnering here in Luxembourg together this year to help promoting more girls to
That's terrific.
Them. So the people who can attend your talk, it doesn't have to be just anyone who wants to help, like people who want to be mentors, sponsors, allies, anyone is welcome to it.
Absolutely. Actually, I always encourage men to join this, because if we only stay between women, we're going to always like everybody will be like, yeah, I know the problem. Yeah, been there.
We're preaching to the choir.
Instead, we want to have men because we need men. We need men because we need the support. If you say, if 80-90% of the decision makers are men, nothing will change until they buy into our cause. So we need the men to listen, to understand, and to support us. And we need them because they have a different way of thinking. That's diversity. Yes. So again, we need them also to diversify our way of thinking. So I think that I will hope that there is not going to be just full of women, because we need the men. And I want to be challenged by men. I want men to ask questions. And in my events, I always, if I organize events, usually I panel with men and women, always trying to get a bit more balanced. And diverse audience.
Is this your first time attending BITS?
Yes.
Is it your first time speaking?
At BITS or in general?
Just in general.
Oh, no, I do public speaking.
Okay. All right. Big speaker. First time speaking at BITS, though. All right. And attending. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, attending. Yeah, no. I've been, because the 3 pillars of my company is education, change, and empowerment. And education goes through a lot of events. So we do a lot of events as participants or organizers, depends on but part of my job is to be a public speaker.
Nice.
I love that. As you can see, I cannot stop talking. So it's fine.
So do you have plans for a costume at the party on Friday? There's a costume party on Friday at BITS.
No, unfortunately, I will have to leave because I have a flight to take from Luxembourg to Italy on Friday. So I will come back and then fly back, basically.
I see.
No, unfortunately not. But I look forward to it. I mean, I know SQLBits because my clients. So I've known of this event for a long time. And they attend, but I never been there before. And then I was speaking with Annette, which is one of the organizers. She's actually been on my podcast. I also have a podcast. And and so we're talking about women in tech and all of that kind of things. And one thing led to the other one.
Right, as they do. So when you're not podcasting and speaking and doing all sorts of great things for women in tech, what do you like to do?
I'm a mom of 3 boys, which I hope you didn't hear screaming like now with their tummy. Okay, good.
Oh.
And I am a rugby coach. I coach rugby for boys and girls.
Oh, very cool.
That's my hobby, let's say. That's my things outside the work. And I work because I run my own company. I've run it now for 9 years. So obviously work takes a big chunk of my life. But yeah, I think that that's what I do.
How old are your sons?
7, just 10, and 11. And I have an obligation I feel to raise them to be as open-minded as possible.
I'm sure they will be great men.
Yes.
Yeah, they better be.
Right.
No pressure, but they better be.
So awesome talking to you, Giulia. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank
And
you
I
so
can't
much for
wait to see
inviting
you in
me over.
person.
Yeah, I look forward to that. Thank you.
Yes.
All
Talk
right.
soon.
Bye.
Bye.